Good morning, kindergarten. For our read aloud today, we are going to read a book called Lailah's Lunchbox. Now, this is a story all about Ramadan, which is a holiday that many people who are Arabic celebrate. And we remember that this month is Arab American Heritage Month. So let's begin. Front cover, back cover, spine. Touch your back, touch your spine, open your mind, hands in your lap. It's story time. Now, our book is by Reem Farkul, and Reem Farkul is the author. Let's do our song. The author writes the words. The author writes the words. Hi-ho, a cherry-o, the author writes the words. Our book is illustrated by Leah Leone, and the illustrator draws the picture. The illustrator draws the picture. The illustrator draws the picture. Hi-ho, a cherry-o, the illustrator draws the picture. Lailah's Lunchbox. We won't be needing this for a while, said Lailah's mother, hanging up Lailah's lunchbox. Imagine, I won't be eating lunch for a month, replied Lailah with a twirl. I won't have to pack lunch for a month, said her mom with a bigger twirl. Here they are in their house talking about how they don't need her lunchbox. The year before, Lailah had wanted to fast with her best friends, Hind and Ishrut, during Ramadan, but Lailah's mom had insisted she was too small. Remembering that, Lailah stopped twirling. She missed her friends. So here's her picture, remembering her friends. Moving from one continent to another continent had been hard. On the map in her atlas, North America and the Middle East were 10 inches apart, but in real life it was much further away. She wished she was only 10 inches away from Hind and Ishrat. She knew the sign by the highway said, Peachtree City. You'll love to call it home, but she didn't agree with that sign. Abu Dhabi still felt like her home. So if you can see on our book, right now she's living in the United States of America. However, this is her home right here, a different country, all the way, right, kind of on the opposite side of the world. You can see our map right here. This is the country that she's talking. Oh, Miss Bear needs to move a little bit so you can see. This is about the country she's talking about, orange one. And she's living right here in the green one right there. So she's from the orange and she's now living in the green. So she really misses her friends. The next morning before sunrise, Lailah's mom gently nudged her. Lailah, she whispered, "Sahri time." Lailah chomped on her chocolate chip pancakes with her delicious eyes closed. Yum, 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 she said. Come now, let's pray, said her mom. So here they are eating breakfast and she needs to fill up. You'll see why in a second. After Sahri, Lailah snuggled back to her bed and her mom woke her up again, this time for school. As she left the house, her mom handed her a note. Lailah, please give this note to Miss Pensworth. Without her lunchbox to carry, her fingers felt free and swingy. She felt so light, she skipped to school all the way. So here she is without her lunchbox, even though other kids had their lunchbox with them. On the school bus, she read her mom's note. Miss Bear is making some silly mistakes. She read her mom's notes. Dear Miss Pensworth, this will be Lailah's first time fasting for the month of Ramadan, so it's an exciting time for us. Please excuse Lailah from lunch for this special month. Thanks, Miss Malik. Lailah didn't feel so bouncy anymore. What if Miss Pensworth didn't know about Ramadan? No one else would be fasting with her. She folded the note into a tiny square and hid it in her book bag. Because she, right, in her country she was from, many people there celebrated Ramadan. But in the United States of America, not many people do. Lailah walked slowly to her class. Her throat felt dry all morning. When lunchtime arrived, she still hadn't given Miss Pensworth her note. Lailah, did you forget your lunch? Asked Miss Pensworth. Lailah opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Samantha volunteered. I'll share my lunch with Lailah. Miss Pensworth shook her head. Thank you for the offer, Samantha, but Lailah, please get a sandwich from the cafeteria, she said. But does Lailah want a sandwich from the cafeteria? No, she's fasting for the month of Ramadan, and fasting means that you don't eat lunch at that time. Lailah followed her classmates to the cafeteria. Lailah, do you want some of my cream roll? Asked Anna. Lailah thought of telling Anna she was fasting, but she didn't think that anyone at Sun Valley Elementary School knew about Ramadan. No thanks, she started to say. I didn't bring. Are you sure? Asked Anna, unwrapping the cream rolls. Lailah watched the cream roll get smaller and smaller. She didn't feel so sure. Cream rolls were her favorite. She looked away. Her nose still smelled the food. It's hard not to eat lunch, right? Lailah wished she had given Miss Pensworth the note. Even Isaiah's balcony and bologna sandwich looked tasty. Lailah didn't even like bologna. Her stomach rumbled. Suddenly she had an idea. While everyone was busy eating, she snuck out of the cafeteria. Her stomach stopped growling. It was so hard for her to be around all of that yummy and even not so yummy food, right? Because she really is hungry, but she's doing this for a holiday. Why, Lailah, it's a pleasure to see you, but what brings you here at lunchtime, Miss Carmen, the librarian? Lailah felt safe among all of the books. She opened her mouth, and this time her words tumbled out. Lailah told Miss Cameron that Miss Pensworth and her classmates didn't know she was fasting. She told her how she missed Hen and she felt good to tell someone all of the words that had been inside her mind all morning, and especially to tell her about Ramadan. Miss Carmen understood. You must feel special to fast this Ramadan, said the librarian with a smile. So here is Lailah with the librarian. I do, said Lailah, but why is it so hard to explain? You know what I always do when I can't get my thoughts out? I write my thoughts down, said the librarian. What a great idea. The same way we do reflection sheets when we are not sure about what we're feeling. Lailah got to work. She wrote neatly, adding extra loops to her capital L. She worked so hard that her cheeks turned pink. Dear Miss Pensworth, I didn't forget my lunch. It's Ramadan. My mom finally let me fast. This means I won't be eating lunch for a month. Sincerely, Lailah. P.S. I'm Muslim. P.P.S. My mom wrote you a note. Here it is. P.P.S. Here is a poem I wrote about Ramadan. Ramadan is a month Muslims celebrate, a time to count our blessings and appreciate. Muslims fast before sunrise to sunset. But wait, that's not all yet. Ramadan is a time for lots of prayer. We help the poor people to show we care. So in the day, I won't be eating any food, but hopefully I will still stay in a good mood. Lailah hurried back to the cafeteria to join her class. Before school was out, she quickly and quietly wrapped both notes on Miss Pensworth's desk. So here was Lailah, and here is the note she wrote with her neat handwriting. The next morning, Lailah swung her fingers when she waited for the school bus. Would Miss Pensworth like her poem? Lailah hoped. Miss Pensworth wouldn't think she had forgotten her lunch again. She slowly climbed each step of the school bus. In class, Miss Pensworth didn't say anything, so Lailah wondered what had happened. At times like this, she wished Hendon and Shrout were there with her. They would know what to say. So she was feeling really shy in class, right? Because her teacher didn't even talk about the note she wrote. At lunch times, Lailah's feet felt heavy. She was sure Miss Pensworth hadn't seen the note. Everyone would think she had forgotten her lunch again. As she was leaving class, Miss Pensworth patted Lailah on the back and handed her a message. Miss Pensworth had made capital L's in Lailah's name extra loopy, too. She wrote her a note back. Let's read it. Dear Lailah, I enjoyed your lovely poem about Ramadan. I'm impressed you're fasting. What a special time for you. You and your family must be thrilled. Would you share your poem with the class today after lunch? You could go to the library this month instead of the cafeteria. Miss Carmen is excited to see you. Sincerely, Miss Penworth. P.S. Miss Carmen told me you missed your friends. I hope you keep making new friends in our class. So here's her teacher giving her the note. Lailah twirled all the way to the library. She couldn't wait to share her Ramadan poem with the class. Later, if iftar, she would celebrate this day. So here she is, so happy. Okay. So that was our story all about Ramadan. And we just got to read all about a special holiday, right, that Muslim or Arabic people celebrate. I want to hear about a holiday that you celebrated. I'll give you my example. Miss Bear just celebrated and is still celebrating a holiday called Passover right now. Some of you might be celebrating that. Others of you might be celebrating or just celebrated Easter or Good Friday or so many other amazing holidays. Miss Bear wants to hear about a holiday that you celebrated. And if you can draw a picture about it or record a video about it and tell me all about it on Seesaw. I can't wait to see all of your holidays.